magsisingin sa lahat at buhay sa langit mo buka, may nilalang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal, ang isap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na naririnig, ang bituin ng araw niya kailan pag may magdidilim, bukaran araw-araw ating magsinta, manalangin sa piling mo. Ang ligayang napag may manahalik, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Thank you, Representatives. You may be seated. The Speaker will be giving the floor to the Secretary to conduct roll call.
Good afternoon, Representatives. Once I call your name, please respond with present. College of Agriculture, Representative Inaw. Representative Inaw. Representative Enoferio. College of Arts and Sciences, Representative Pitong.
Present.
Representative Jacoba.
Present.
Representative Hamera.
Present.
Representative Mohammed.
Present.
Representative Teves.
Present.
Representative Balacer. Representative Balacer. College of Business and Administration, Representative Estolioso.
Present.
Representative Ozoa.
Present.
Representative Villaflores.
Present.
College of Computer Studies, Representative Rosal.
Present.
Representative Uno.
Present.
College of Engineering and Design, Representative Almagro. Representative Almagro. Representative Balbon. Representative Balbon. Representative Arbon. Representative Arbon. College of Education, Representative Isada.
Present.
Representative Brandon. Representative Brandon. College of Law, Representative Macarubo.
Present.
Representative Maputi. Representative Maputi. College of Mass Communication, Representative Malolot. Representative Malolot. Representative Samson. Representative Samson. College of Nursing, Representative Bragay. Representative Bragay. Representative Roa. Representative Roa. College of Performing and Visual Arts, Representative Tamayo. Representative Tamayo. Representative Calasa. Representative Calasa. Divinity School, Representative Ernacio. Representative Ernacio. Representative Umamba.
Present.
Graduate School, Representative Amante.
Present.
Institute of Clinical Laboratory Sciences, Representative Kalumbang is present. Institute of Environmental and Marine Sciences, Representative Hokson.
Present.
Representative Vale.
Present.
Institute of Rehabilitative Sciences, Representative Andres. Representative Andres. Representative Lopez. Representative Lopez. Junior High School, Representative Abbas. Representative Abbas. Representative Cabanas. Representative Hernandez. Representative Hernandez. Representative Laurente. Representative Laurente. Representative Visoro. Representative Visoro. Medical School, Representative Chavez. Representative Chavez. Representative Gurecho.
Present.
College of Public Affairs and Governance, Representative Macahig.
Present.
Representative Minalang. Senior High School, Representative Cadiz.
Present.
Representative Defilio. Representative Defilio. Representative Ferrer.
Present.
Representative Lim.
Present.
Representative Renasha. Mr. Chair, there are 26 representatives who responded to the call.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. 26 responding to the call, the Chair declares the presence of a quorum. Moving forward, we'll be moving on to the acceptance of, or the adoption rather, of our order of business for our 11th regular session. Starting with call to order, opening ceremonies, roll call, reading of communication letters, which are excuse letters, visitors time from the DASIG international students led by the SUSG Advocacy Committee, approval of previous minutes from the 5th special session held on January 11, 2026 rather, sorry. A report of the Student Assembly Committees. Discussion of the agenda for the day inclusive of one resolution. A resolution urging FMAS to prioritize the structural safety, maintenance, and heritage protection of KH. Proponents being Representatives Macahig, Minalang, and Teves. Other matters, announcements, adjournment, closing ceremonies, and closing ceremonies. Are there any motions to adopt our order of business for the day? Representative Uzoa, you're recognized.
Thank you for the recognition, Mr. Chair. I move to adopt the order of business for today's session.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Are there any necessary amendments to the order of business? Representative Uzoa.
Thank you for the recognition, Mr. Chair. I move to add the committee report of the Committee on Appropriations and the other matters, Mr. Chair.
There's been a motion to insert the Committee on Appropriations in the Student Assembly Committee reports. Are there any seconds? Properly moved and seconded. Any discussions? Going once, going twice. Chair hears none. Motion is carried. Okay. Further amendments needed? Representative Uzoa.
Just to clarify, Mr. Chair, was the committee report added in the committee reports section or in other matters?
In the committee report section.
I believe the motion
Other matters.
Other
right?
matters.
Okay, my bad. It's been added to other matters. Okay. Further motions and amendments. Going once, going twice. Chair is none. All those in favor of the adoption of the minutes of the order of business as amended, please say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor, please say nay. Majority has it. The order of business for the 11th regular session is moving forward. Let's have our reading of our excuse letters. The chair received 7 excuse letters, and there were 2 more letters the chair received after the deadline. However, we'll be reading them in the next session because they were submitted today, so they will not be included in the order of business today. However, we may still read them and they may be considered in the next meeting. First, we have Representative Andres from IRS. Are there any motions to accept the excuse letter? Representative Andres.
Thank you for the recognition, Mr. Chair. I move to accept the excuse letters of the representatives.
Properly moved and seconded. Are there any discussions? Going once, going twice. Chair is none. Representative Andres' excuse letter is accepted. Next, we have Representative Rakay from Nursing. Are there any motions? Representative Arson.
Thank you for the recognition and move to accept the excuse letter to
Are there any seconds?
Second.
Going once, going twice. Are there any discussions?
Thank you for the recognition, Mr. Chair. I would like to point out that indicated in the letter was, instead of 5th special session, it is 5th regular session. Are we to take it as a technical error, Mr. Chair?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't there a similar situation like this in the previous session? However, it seems that Representative Rakay is not here, so what's the pleasure of the assembly? Do we wish to accept it as a technicality, or what's the pleasure of the assembly in this matter? Okay, all those in favor, unofficial vote, okay. All those in favor of just accepting the letter just on the, regardless of the technicalities, please say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor, say nay. Okay, with this, we'll just take it as a technicality. Thank you for bringing it up, Representative. So, are there any further discussions? Going once, going twice, chair is done. All those in favor of accepting Representative Rakay's letter, considering it for the 5th special session, please say aye.
Aye.
All those not in favor, say nay. Okay, with majority has it, Representative Rakay's excuse letter is accepted. Next, we have Representative Almagro. Are there any motions? Representative Arbon.
Thank you for the recognition, Mr. Chair. I move to accept the excuse letter to be proposed.
Any seconds?
Second.
Properly been seconded. Discussions. Going once, going twice. The unanimous consent, Representative Almagro's excuse letter is accepted. Next, we have Representative Lopez. Are there any motions? Representative Vito.
Mr. Chair, I move to accept the excuse letter sent by Representative.
Properly moved and seconded. Discussions? Going once, going twice. Unanimous consent. Excuse letter is accepted. Next is Representative Vito from Senior High School. Any motions? Representative Cavite.
For the repetition, Mr. Chair, I move that we accept Representative Teves.
Any seconds? Okay, properly moved and seconded. Are there any discussions? Going once, going twice. Chair is done. Excuse letter is accepted. Next, we have the first letter from Representative Rendon for the previous session. Representative Isana.
Thank you for the recognition, Mr. Chair. To accept Representative Prayer.
Okay, properly moved and seconded. Discussions? Or going once, going twice. Chair is done. Excuse letter is accepted. And now we have a second letter for this session. Representative Isana.
Thank you for the recognition, Mr. Chair. To accept the second letter.
Any seconds? Okay, properly moved and seconded. Discussions? Going once, going twice. Chair is done. Excuse letter is accepted. Once again, we have the two letters that were sent this morning will be read in the next session. So with that, excuse letters have been accepted. Secretary, please note. Proceeding with our order of business, we have our visitors' time. The SUSG Advocacy Committee requested. Okay, SUSG Advocacy Committee requested visitors' time with the student assembly, so they may present to us the international students under DASIG. So with this, are there any motions to summon our visitors? Representative.
Before that, Mr. Chair, and for question of privilege, can we opt this ceremony because it's weekend?
Okay. Logistics, please. Thank you. For anything else? Motion to summon. Okay, Representative Macro.
I have a point of inquiry, Mr.
Okay.
Chair. Can you mute me, Sakajot?
You didn't have to mute for that.
I don't want to be heard.
Okay, balik na ako. Okay.
Thank you for
Apologies for the technical difficulties.
Thank you for recognition, Mr. Chair. I move to summon the DASIG.
Are there any seconds? Okay, properly been seconded. The chair summons and the chair summons our international students from DASIG as well as the SUSG Advocacy Committee. Unfortunately, we don't have a podium here, so if someone
Do you volunteer, Mr. Moderator?
I'm not sure not the podium. Okay. So, on behalf of the 35th Student Assembly, we welcome you and thank you for choosing to. The floor is yours.
Good day, Honorable Assembly, and thank you for your time. I am John Madrazo, the Vice Chairperson of the SUSG Advocacy. Our committee has always understood its role as rooted in representation, from the voices that strive to amplify their own. We do not speak over students, rather we speak with them. Our mandate is simple and exact: to listen attentively, to amplify the students' voices, and to ensure that their concerns are articulated clearly within the mechanisms of our student government. Today, I wish to begin by drawing attention to a sector of our student population whose voices often do not go heard. Not due to absence, but to distance, our international students. International students contribute significantly to the intellectual, cultural, and social life of our university. Yet many of them face unique challenges. These challenges are often compounded by the fact that they exist at margins of conventional student representation. Recognizing this gap, the Advocacy Committee deemed it necessary to create a space where these concerns could be gathered, articulated, and addressed with intention. DASIG, or the Diverse Advocates for Student Inclusion and Growth, in its creation, was formed to serve this purpose. This year, we welcome the international students to be a part of this group. At this point, I would like to invite the members of DASIG to speak briefly and share their respective roles and contributions, so that the Assembly may better understand the scope of their work and the perspectives they represent. After, allow me to briefly outline the actions taken by the Executive Committee in response to the concerns raised by our international students. Please help me welcome Rumin Kai, Arya Shimabuku, and Anatasha Kambay.
So, as we have spoken to some of you, you might know that our issues are quite extensive, so we'll start with a short background, and then we'll go through the four main areas of issues, and then we'll give some examples of the type of solutions that we're looking for our environment. So, 2 years ago, Silliman University's sole liaison officer, who also served as secretary of the International Student Center, was relocated to the admissions office at Teves. This separation of foreign student affairs under the offices of student services from immigration-related processes fundamentally changed the way operations were conducted. Following this change, various issues persisted that strained community relations on top of our already low visibility within the university, making obtaining support for international students difficult. The administration's inaction to solve these issues has left international students feeling neglected, so we thought, through DASIG, we are reaching out to SUSG for advice and assistance. Concerning staffing at the International Student Center, there has been no long-term secretary appointed, and HR has stopped filling the position. The role involves office supervision, attending to daily tasks, students, and events. The secretary would also be supporting our advisor, who had responsibilities that took him out of the office, such as visitor tours, meetings, and formal events. However, secretaries who did not have adequate time to learn the role cannot properly attend to foreign student concerns. These were shared OSS staff and we often report to duties that would leave the ISU closed or unattended. Since the departure of the last secretary 3 semesters ago, the ISU has relied on student officers and interns to maintain office hours, take phone calls, and advise students. Workloads go beyond internship requirements and working capacity of HISL members, necessitating assistance from separate OSS offices. When no reason was given to the students for the delayed replacement or potential attrition, the ISC continues to handle half of all of these international student affairs. What was once the epicenter of international student processes, acting as the foreign department unit required by CHED ICFS Memorandum 1, is now at risk of being phased out. The lack of resolution on this matter is exacerbated by the formal retirement of our international student advisor yesterday night. This means the role of maintaining relations with foreign universities, organizations, public figures, and student relationships, as well as arranging events, study abroad programs, international conferences, international student hosting, and travel, is now vacant. Still, Sir Moses Ortega's recommended successor has been rejected in lieu of HRM's own plans. It is difficult for international students to trust that there will be immediate replacement of our staff who have the experience and expertise to manage our office. Next, we have our budget concerns. The price of enrollment for an international student has grown significantly within the past 2 years, causing our demographic to decrease drastically. In terms of tuition, international students pay about 30% more than Filipino students through subject and university fees. This includes an increased miscellaneous fee, where a large portion is allocated for foreign services without a provider breakdown. Further, due to the visa process becoming more complicated, higher express fees have raised student visa renewals from 16,000 pesos to 18,500 pesos, with visa holders also paying an annual 320 peso fee in the first 60 days of the year outside of the tuition fee. Despite the high entrance rate to study, the budget given to the ISC under the OSS has decreased significantly to about 3,000 pesos a month according to our director. The university neglects the fact that ISC and HISL events not only concern Sillimanians, but also the relationships between Silliman University and foreign and domestic universities, exchange students, and visitors from abroad. SU's foreign students compete in national competitions annually, such as P4, where Sillimanians have secured the title of Most Outstanding International Students for 3 consecutive years. That is where maintaining organizational relationships transcends to contributing to university reputation. Therefore, it is concerning that on-campus events facilitated by international students, Director Ortega, and student interns from our department have only a budget that barely covers food and venue expenses for one event, let alone multiple per month. This has caused our director as well as the student body to pay out of pocket in support of students and to maintain the integrity of annual events. Next, we will have Rumin going over cultural sensitivity issues.
Yes. So beyond the problem with staff and money, we must talk about the social and classroom environment on campus. Many international students feel that they do not truly belong to this university because of daily microaggressions. For example, it's common to hear students make racial jokes or using negative stereotypes. While some people might think they're just joking, they make us feel unwelcome. Even more concerning is that some teachers also show those stereotype behaviors. When the people who are supposed to lead us act this way, it creates a feeling of exclusion in a university that claims to value diversity. And makes it significantly harder for students to study. The Philippines is a diverse country in general, so thus there should be a level of cultural sensitivity and respect for other culture observed by faculty and students. For Silliman University, who champions whole person education, students should not be bystanders in harassment against their international peers. This feeling of being an outsider is most obvious in the classroom. In many of our classes, teachers give their lectures in Bisaya when no international students are present. We truly respect the local language and the culture of this region, but most important factor in this is student learning. It takes time to learn a new language. We see even Filipino students from different provinces have difficulty following a discussion-based class. Using Bisaya as a main language for teaching, especially without learning mediums like English, PowerPoint, textbooks, and videos, creates a huge wall between us and our education. It is unfair students who pay full tuition cannot understand the lesson nor join the class discussion because of a language barrier that should not be there. International students pay an education in English as advertised by the university. And when that is not provided, we are being denied learning we were promised. Finally, we face a problem with justice on campus. Even if the university has a rule against discrimination, most international students have no idea where to go or how to report those problems. The way to seek help or file a complaint are not clearly explained to us, because we don't know who to talk to. Many students stay silent and continue to suffer. This means the university policy on respect and sensitivity are just words on paper, without real actions behind them. Without a working international student center to protect us, we are left to face this cultural and academic struggles alone. Next, we will have Tasha come by to continue.
So our last factor is the immigration process within Silliman University. So the process of student visa renewal is conducted annually and must be done through the university's foreign student desk. In the first year of study, students process their visas in Manila, then wait for the student visa to be printed and sent back to the Macahig. Renewals function similarly, but are facilitated through payment at the Business and Finance Office and the documents handled by a liaison entrusted by the university. Last school year, due to process changes in the Bureau of Immigration, the waiting period was extended from 2 months to 5 months. While some were lucky to receive their identification early, others had to wait for a ridiculous amount of time without their passports and are essentially stuck in the country until the process is finished. So in terms of that, some of them don't get to go home during Christmas break or summer break, so that's why you see them often around here. It's mainly to wait for their student visa to come or to arrive. Since this is an immigration issue, our main concern is the lack of transparency and support for paid Silliman University services within a reasonable time frame. The system in place requires anticipative visits to the admission for visa updates, but at times there is no clear or definite information available. This wastes students' time and creates a bottleneck at the foreign students' desk when students come in for updates. Further, when the major immigration issues had occurred, international students were left in the dark with only public meeting or announcement from admissions happening about 5 months after students had renewed their passports. While admissions may have been waiting for a statement from the beehive, there must be an announcement acknowledging the delay and causing factors in a public manner. From the international student perspective, they could personally visit the office, but hear many similar but variant information from other students, like a game of telephone. From our perspective, a meeting was only conducted after a compilation of testimonials were sent to the admissions, some being extensive essays from exchange students, as well as the approach of the semestral break when most students had flights to go home. The delay of the announcement from these essential figures in our visa process has caused flight money to be lost, misinformation to spread among the international students, and tension to rise. When we were brought in to have a meeting with the administrators in their office, some felt that clarity of the passport location was not given. Instead, the student visa process was enumerated among international students, to which many felt there was no sufficient, especially due to how much time had passed. Since we do not hold our passports during this time, it feels very unsafe for us, staying in a foreign country without identification and not knowing where it is. This year, the tension has escalated significantly as the cost of student visa renewal was raised from 16,000 pesos to 18,500 pesos. Many students still have a different opinion about whether the services at Silliman University are sufficient for what is paid, leading to confrontation among our members when basic fee information is delayed by high school officers on behalf of what was provided by the foreign students' desk. Despite each university only requiring one liaison officer, we believe the foreign department unit to be short-staffed or working with an outdated system. The reason being that 1, students lists provided to high school offices are not up to date. 2, there is no other worker to answer basic international student concerns for when the liaison has duties in Manila and at immigration offices. 3, there is no platform where information can be announced to the international students. 4, in the past, if there was any information, the liaison could only post about it on her personal Facebook account in hopes of reaching us, which is not professional nor helpful for students who do not follow that account. 5, these days, some reminders are sent through email, but are not useful for less complicated matters. For issues like visa renewals, we would like to look into more effective progress tracking. 6, many students struggle with communicating through English or finding offices such as the BI office in Macahig or getting their fingerprint stamped in Bacolod. Because our liaison must remain at the university during working hours and has no foreign assistant for communication, many students and even former students will be called to help assistance for them through these processes out of pocket. The international student government has wanted to form a committee where students can help with these processes, but our limited budget and human resources make this significantly difficult. To address these concerns and restore the trust of the international student community, we propose these following solutions. 1, immediate administrative recovery. The university must prioritize appointment of a qualified director and a permanent full-time secretary for the International Student Center. This is not just an HR matter, it is a necessity for the office to function. We need leaders who have the specific expertise to manage foreign relations and student housing. We need leaders who have the specific expertise to manage foreign relations and a secretary who can provide a consistent point of contact for students, entrusting the office is never left unattended. 2, financial transparency and budget reallocation. We request a formal breakdown of the 30% additional fees paid by international students. Transparency is essential so that students understand how their miscellaneous fees, quote-unquote, are supporting their needs. Furthermore, the monthly operational budget for the ISC must be increased to a reasonable amount. It is unsustainable and unfair to expect the director and students to minimize events or to pay out of pocket to maintain normal operations. This is also a matter of the university's international reputation. 3, academic and social inclusion policies. To ensure whole person education includes everyone, we recommend 2 specific actions. The first is English language compliance. The university must enforce the policy of using English as the primary medium of instruction in all classes with international students. As for service and communication-based learning, translated materials must be provided and international students should be allowed alternative means of contributing to group activities without deductions to their grade. We suggest that faculty provide English-based learning materials, such as PowerPoints and handouts, to support students during discussions. The other is mandatory sensitivity training. Implemental cultural sensitivity workshop for both faculty and students to reduce microaggressions and stereotyping on campus. And then, 4th solution, modernization of immigration and visa processes. To solve the quote-unquote black hole of visa information, we propose a professional communication platform. So the university should move away from using personal social media accounts for official updates. We need a centralized digital platform or a dedicated portal where students can track the progress of their visa renewals in real time. Clear grievance procedures, and second, clear grievance procedures to establish and publicize a clear step-by-step guide on how to report discrimination or academic issues, ensuring that the path to justice is visible to every international student. The last solution is collaborative student committees. We seek a small budget allocation to allow the international student government to form an official assistance committee. This group of trained student volunteers would help their peers with language barriers and navigation during the visa process, reducing the workload on university staff while fostering a strong sense of community. By taking these steps, Silliman University can prove that it truly values its international student as part of the Silliman family and not just a source of revenue. We ask the Assembly to support these measures to ensure a fair and safe environment for all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, international students. But before I continue, the chair would like to relinquish his seat to the speaker person for to engage in discussion. Are there any objections? Going once, going twice, chair stand. Presiding seat is relinquished.
Thank you, international students. Are there any questions or discussions or sentiments you'd like to air out before? Yes, Representative Macahig.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So, thank you very much for choosing to come to us, the Student Assembly, for your concerns. Of course, it is very disheartening that it took this much time for you guys to finally come to us because the transparency for the rest of the Assembly, for transparency to the rest of the Assembly, a few months ago, they approached us actually with a lot of these problems. One of their officers, Paige Ishihara, approached me personally and requested a meeting. And then later on, they approached Representative Mohammed, and in turn he went to me, and we all had 2 meetings up in the 3rd floor of OH where we were able to discuss a lot of these problems, and they were able to relay their frustrations, concerns, and issues with the university and the problems that they've been facing for how many years. And especially the one thing that also kind of also made me feel extra bad was that they relayed the sentiment that their impression the last few years was that the student government was only exclusive to the Filipino students. And of course, that's really not the case. We're supposed to be for the student body regardless of their nationality and regardless of any other, differential characteristics. But however, it has been brought to light that there is failure on the student government's part to be more inclusive. Of course, we try to be inclusive with other places and other people, but it seems that we have forgotten another sector of the student body, and it's high time that we give them the attention that they deserve, and because they are part of the student body, we are to give them the attention that they deserve and that they need. So with this, allow me to formally and on the record and personally say that you have this student assembly's support, and as well with the other representatives that you have talked to already, we will be mobilizing more now on the promises that we have made to you guys. There's the resolutions we plan to pass, and of course that doesn't just apply to us. I believe everyone else here and the other representatives and the rest of the student government, once they are brought more to light on the issue and the matter, they will stand by you guys even more, because once again, the student government is supposed to be for everyone, and now that the matter has been brought to us, I'm hoping that the rest of the student government will also stand by with you guys. So please allow us time, and of course, not to expect that we're gonna take our time really with this, but allow us the time and the effort to help you guys with your whatever matters you can. That we may be the bridge between your community and the university administration. So with this, Madam Speaker, I move that we have a 15-minute recess so we may be able to converse with them and try to see how else this assembly can help them. But before that, I believe Representative comments on this.
So again, thank you so much to the international students for coming today. It's a pleasure to have you here.
but as always, the reason is not very flattering. I would like to narrate a little bit of a story before I begin. First and foremost, how did we know, how did the Kuya and I come with this sentiments from them? The former president, Hong Yun-cho, maybe you guys know him, has approached me. He said, Zay, you're in the student government, right? So, I'm like, yeah, what's going on? He said that he has some things that he wants to share. And yeah, those are the things that he wants to share. First and foremost, again, airing out the problem in this office of the student of the international students is that yes, there's no manpower, absolutely no manpower now, considering the fact that Kuya Mo has retired. Very much the wall, the bricks that are keeping up together the student in the international office is now gone. So that is making things much more imperative. Another thing is that I've been asking a few of our international students. There's this person from the psychology department. I asked him, just personally, what do you think? Do you think the student government is doing much for you? And to my surprise, his answer was, oh, the student government is for us. I thought it's only for Filipinos. So, you hear that? Do you hear that? They think that the student government is only for the Filipinos. That should enter your ears and be settled in just like ice, because that's not how the student government works. The student government is for everyone, but it just feels that there's a bridge, there's a disconnection between the international students and our local society here. So that bridge needs to be addressed, and I will promise you, us here, you could call us your friends, and we would build that bridge brick by brick, cement by cement, and every nail by nail. We're gonna help, and that's all.
Are there any further sentiments that anybody else would like to raise? Okay, the chair calls for a 15-minute recess. session has been called back to order. For transparency on the record, the recess has been extended for another 10 minutes. So right now we're back in session. And are there any further sentiments or discussions or questions that the floor would like to raise to our international students? Yes, Representative Anthem.
Just for it to be on the record and for transparency's sake, during the recess we were discussing with our visitors here other ways we can go about solving their concerns and their problems, and other ways we are, as an assembly, are able to bring the matters to the upper administration. So ways forward we discussed was publishing an open letter to the university administration to address their concerns and to hear out the issues and concerns that brought up by the international students. Other things we brought up were other matters such as tackling the cultural sensitivity issue through the SUSG as well, and making resolutions and other letters to the university administration regarding their financial concerns. Then other things that can be brought up that were discussed were the matters of the language barrier. So that can be brought up to the Dean's Conference. So since they're the ones who majorly handle the faculty and staff as well. So that's just the things that we discussed, so that it may be on the record and for transparency's sake. So with that, there's still other ways forward we can go about this. There are lots of things at our disposal, and of course there are things that we are limited in, but rest assured that the Student Assembly and the SUSG will be looking more into these moving forward, and when the time comes we have to pass it on to the next administration, we will be relaying it to them that we will be relaying to them that they are also to look after international students and of course the other contingent student sectors here. So once again, rest assured that moving forward, the SUSG will be more inclusive and will be looking after the concerns of the international students.
Thank you, Representative Amanda. Are there any further sentiments from the floor? Going once, going twice. Chair would like to relinquish the presidency to the Student Assembly and attention. Going once, going twice, there's time to say
Thank you, Speaker Pro Tempore. Once again, are there further inquiries or sentiments on the matter with the DASIG international students? Going once, going twice, chair is done. Once again, thank you so much to you guys for come forward with your issues, concerns, and matters and bringing them forward to us. I've already said it again, but I'll just repeat it with the risk of sounding like a broken record, that we will be standing by you guys moving forward, and you guys we will help find resolutions to your concerns. So thank you once again, and looking forward to what we can do together. You are excused. Thank you so much. Okay, so moving forward with our order of business, we now have our approval of the previous minutes from the 5th special session. So thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so requesting that the minutes be presented. But before that, are there any motions to accept the minutes of this 5th special session?
Thank you for the information, Chair. I move to accept the minutes of the previous special session.
Properly seconded. Are there any necessary amendments needed? Senator Macahig, followed by
Thank you for recognition, Mr. Chair. I would like to make a mass amendment on my name, as there are certain line items where it leaves out one D, as my name is MACARUPPO. It's not there. It's the last four where my name was mentioned. It would leave out an extra B, like there. There's 4 times where my name was missed out. Thank you.
We'll take that as technical amendment. Thank you for bringing that up. Representative in Aferio, followed by Representative.
Thank you for the recognition, Mr. Chair. I would like to amend and make a motion for my attendance last fifth special session. I was absent during that session.
Okay, you were. Okay. Thank you very much for your honesty, Representative. We'll take that. Representative Macahig, followed by Representative Mama.
I would like to amend my attendance as well. I was also absent during this.
Thank you very much for your honesty, Representative. Take that as a technical matter. Representative Mama.
Next, I'll amend my attendance record. Was present.
Thank you very much for your honesty, Representative. We'll take that as a technical matter. Okay, further amendments needed? Going once, going twice, shares none. All those in favor of the adoption of the minutes of the fifth special session with its amendments, please say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor, say nay. Majority has it. Yeah. The minutes of the fifth special session are hereby accepted. I will be Infotech. I will be affixing my signature shortly. Moving forward, there are no other reports of the Student Assembly Committees as it is to move to other matters. We'll now proceed to our discussion of the agenda for the day, which is one resolution, a resolution urging the facilities management and administrative services to prioritize the structural safety, maintenance, and heritage protection of KATIPUNAN Hall. Is the floor switched for a recess, or do we go straight to discussion? Okay, the chair summons the proponents to present the resolution. Can someone please call our representative as well to come back? Requesting a please. Or go ahead.
So, good afternoon, Honorable Speaker and representatives of the Student Assembly. KATIPUNAN Hall is a recognized heritage structure of Silliman University, and at the same time a space that continues to serve students and faculty every day as classrooms and offices. Because of this dual role, its condition over the years directly affects both our academic experience and the preservation of our university's history. Through consultations with students, specifically SPAG students, who regularly use KATIPUNAN Hall, several recurring concerns were identified, including deteriorating walls and floors, leaks, broken locks, aging air conditioning units, overly warm or init na classrooms, and disruptive noise that affects learning. While some maintenance efforts have been made, many of these issues remain unresolved despite earlier requests. This resolution is not intended to assign blame or demand immediate major renovations, but instead it aims to strengthen existing requests by calling for proper inspection, preventive maintenance, and regular servicing. These steps are necessary to ensure student safety, improve learning conditions, and preserve the long-term integrity of a heritage building. Ultimately, this resolution reflects our shared responsibility as students to care for university facilities, promote safe and conducive learning environments, and help preserve Silliman University's legacy for future generations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, proponents. Are there any motions on the floor? Representative Margon.
Thank you for the recognition, Mr. Chair. I move to accept this resolution to the floor.
Moved and seconded. Floor is open for discussions. Representative Ahmed.
Thank you for that recognition, Mr. Chair. I would like to make an amendment for result for the number 1. There's a grammatical error over there. So it says here, FMAS conduct a comprehensive inspection, so also for be conducted, so there's two conducted in the same clause. I will be sending the amendment into the GC for that matter.
Which resolve?
Resolve for the number one.
Number one.
So the new amendment, the amended resolve for the clause would be, therefore be resolved as it is hereby resolved that the Silliman University Administration, through the FMAS services, conduct a comprehensive inspection and structural evaluation of KATIPUNAN Hall KH, a heritage building of Silliman University, and subsequently execute all necessary repairs and preservation measures addressing issues including but not limited to wall integrity, flooring, water leaks, door security, and air conditioning units.
Okay. There's been a motion to amend the first resolve clause as such. Are there any seconds?
Second.
Probably moved and seconded. Are there any discussions? Going once, going twice, there is none. Amendments carried. Representative Amara, your hand is raised.
Thank you for the recognition, Mr. Chair. I would like to ask the proponent to walk us through the consultation at FMAS and if there was any, or was this issue raised to them beforehand and do they have any ways forward regarding this before you run?
Okay, so before we even had our consultation with FMAS, go first along with our consultation as secretary where our dean itself and the secretary itself, they've done a lot of communication letters and even consultations with FMAS. For the past years, like they've changed the dean namin and everything, but it's still the same. The only thing they do is either filter, cleaning, air conditions, etc. And for the consultations with FMAS, we have Appendix C, where where we presented our draft resolution, where FMAS recognizes our concerns as well because it's already been years actually, and if you try entering KATIPUNAN Hall, it's not as comfortable for students.
Okay. Before we proceed forward, the chair would like to relinquish his seat to the deputy majority for leaders who may participate in the discussion. Any objections? Going once, going twice, chair is none. Presiding seat is relinquished to the deputy majority for leaders.
Are there any more discussions? Representative Mohammed, you are recognized.
Thank you for the recognition. I would like to just convey a little bit of a sentiment for this resolution, as I personally got into a little bit of an accident approaching KATIPUNAN Hall. So basically, the second floor of a Paseo Hall is connected to KATIPUNAN Hall, and it goes down to a ramp. In that ramp, there's actually a hole over there. It's kind of invisible, and let's just say my shoes got caught into it, and I fell head first. Thankfully, nothing much happened because, So this resolution will definitely be quite imperative for us. Thank you.
Representative Amanda, you are recognized.
Thank you for the recognition, Mr. Chair. To further background on this resolution, as the proponents have mentioned that these requests like these have been years coming. During my time as previous SPAG representative, I have brought up these concerns as well to our dean because we unfortunately ran out of time to make a resolution regarding this, and at the same time during my time, building resolutions were sort of discouraged. So I am very happy that the proponents have brought this resolution up. So during my time, if I may also give experience just to how dilapidated and dangerous KATIPUNAN Hall can be at times. One day during class, can you go back to one of the appendixes please with the pictures? I think I have to put letter A. Yes, that first light fixture in the middle of class, it fell and almost landed on students. And in the third picture, in one of those spots there is a nail literally sticking up and it has ripped my pants just because I sat down. So that is the actual state of Katipunan Hall, specifically in KH 21 and 22. There are a lot of holes in the ground, and that is what SPAG students face. I'm not really sure exactly just what the social anthro students go through, but this is just to give a picture of how dilapidated what I consider my first home as a college student is. So I'm happy that this resolution has been brought up because again, these repairs and these concerns have been stacking up over the years, and even the staff in the past have been wanting and clamoring for repairs like these. So I'm hoping that this assembly can see the immediate need for this and can stand with our proponents in this initiative.
Thank you for that sentence, Representative Amante. Are there any more discussions? Representative Minalang.
I'll just add on to, as you can see, there's actually a big hole here. But it's very sad now. This is correct. It's very sad when I entered the room, they just covered it with tape. And that's really a big hole. And actually, we can't really use this room because the aircon is also broken.
Oh yeah.
So it smells so bad.
So I would also like to add these two pictures here. I don't know if maklaro here sa presentation, but in the pictures sa digital there's actually a droplet of water. And this was after a hard rain. And then the next picture is the aftermath, which is the puddle. And yeah, it was so dangerous the leak was near the line. So,
And we were having class.
And
Thank you for the recognition, Mr. Chair. I'd just like to clarify, can you zoom in on the photo with, that's a tape, not a word flat with the
Same
colors.
That's a hole. Yeah, this is the
The wood is
yellow
falling
tape.
apart in
This is the yellow tape with another white tape.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Also, just to, I guess, further expound on the aircon thing. Again, this has been years going on. That second aircon, it is in half power, but it is the loudest aircon you will ever hear, and it is very concerning because how many are you in your batch, Representative? Okay, there's 40 students, and not all professors are the loudest speakers when it comes to it, and it's a very big room, and you need both aircons to function for adequate, cold temperature to spread around, but sometimes you can't hear the professor when they're talking, so you have to turn off that aircon and sacrifice comfort. So yeah, that really is the statement of how Katipunan Hall is. So of course we can't speak, I'm not going to speak for the College of Education and the CAS students who occupy that room, but that's just the state of what it's like in the second floor of KH, because again, that's just part of the problem. Again, there are a lot of broken floorboards and holes in the walls and loose and nails sticking out everywhere, and this is really just scratching the surface of the problems faced by students in Katipunan.
Are there any more discussions, Representative Minalang?
I have a question for you. You mentioned right earlier that you previously had requested for maintenance and that it has not pushed through. In your consultation, was it mentioned why wala nadayon ang maintenance, or it was not as requested by the previous team?
So the one that our secretary mentioned was that it's actually scope na siya of the budget of SPAG. So whenever they do that, the only maintenance they do, that's why we added in our resolution, is like deep cleaning of aircon. Because right at the time we went for consultation, the aircon sa office was just clean but filter only, so only the top portion. So in terms of those mga letters that were ignored the past years, we don't really have much information why But the only thing is that they do maintenance because part of siya sa budget, but it's only on the surface level.
Representative Macahig, you're next.
I would also like to add sa consultation with the secretary na yes, there have been they have been sending requisitions since the previous dean, but according to our secretary, there has been no further updates regarding the letters and requisitions sent to them.
Representative Amara, you're next.
Thank you for the recognition, Mr. Chair. Since you have done consultation, this is brought up to FMAS already, and there was no further action. I have a point of inquiry to the rest of the assembly if they agree, if we can stipulate the specific rooms for repair so that they'll put urgency or premium in the things that they need to tackle. So
Is that the motion?
I'm gonna arrange.
Representative Amanda, you're
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I guess to help compound a little bit on the previous requests. The intent of this resolution, as stated in the title, is to request us to prioritize. So of course, those previous requests have been made, but this is also to help requesting them in prioritization because, again, this is really now a safety hazard in SPAG. And not just SPAG, all the other departments as well. And regarding the specifying the rooms, I'm not sure if that's really necessary anymore because the whole point is we're trying to preserve the building. So if we specify which rooms, that would just really just mainly only affect the rooms rather than the building as a whole, because we're also trying to hopefully trying to look after the external parts and other public spaces within the building and not just the classrooms.
For that, what if we say but not limited?
Okay. Because if you construe it, if sa title Jod A place, it will be construed in such a way na, kani ang minimum standard. So if you meet the minimum standard, okay na. Pero nice imong idea, what we can do is I would suggest we place it as a wherefore or a clause na lang. That's wherefore
I meant
that
a clause, not on the...
not in the title.
No. Just in the resolve further clause.
That the
Pwede
first,
siya the first
that the first rooms, not priority, but what the first rooms to be maintained and whatever are to be KH number.
Do you have a copy of your the rooms?
The layout.
No, not the layout.
We only have two rooms.
Yeah, we can put it
KH.
Broken locks kay sa office na sa secretary.
Okay, is there any motion? Any discussion? Okay. Okay, moving forward, are there any more discussions? Any more? There's been a motion for a 5-minute recess. Motion is seconded, the amendment is carried.
Okay.
our recess to 10 more minutes. Are there any more discussions? Are we live? Are there any more discussions? Representative Amante, you are recognized.
Thank you. Can we scroll down to the right before the there? Move to amend striking out 2025 replacing it with 2026.
There has been a motion to amend the date from 2025 to 2026. Are there any seconds? The motion has been seconded. Are there any discussions? Hearing none, the amendment is carried. Are there any more discussions? Going once, going twice. Representative Macarubo, you are recognized.
I have a point of inquiry regarding further number 8, that a report be prepared whenever possible. So let's say, even though effective immediately, if there's no repairs at all, there's no report. So even the mere cleaning of the aircon, there needs to be a report.
I think
Kaya that's technically part man sa maintenance work. So the mere cleaning is a report.
Yes, but to the office, dean's office.
So let's say nag-cleaning sila earlier this month. How long do they have until they are to submit this report? So we have it on record. What's your vision? So like works within this period should be reported. Like, is it per month? If it's month of January, will I report? Month of January report.
Representative Teves, you are recognized.
If I may also make a suggestion, personally, I don't think we can really mandate a certain office to continually produce continuous reports for like monthly or biannually, because for sure they also have a lot of demands. So if ever, as a way forward, let's include instead the direction of this report as to where they will send it, so that it can be stipulated in their sole further. And the report we prepared is up to their interpretation already, and as a mechanism, of course, to make sure that we have a report, or the office has a report received, they can follow up and after call the office.
Is that a motion, Representative?
Yes.
Representative Amante, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May I offer a suggestion as well to this, that we don't just limit it only to SPAG. We can also present it to any contingent office within Katipunan Hall. That's also inclusive. That's SPAG, English literature and Filipino language, English, Filipino and literature, social anthro, college of education, philosophy, and history and political science. Because they're also contingent offices. They also have their classes and operations there, so it's not just limited only to one office, because there are the other people occupying Katipunan Hall.
There's no umbrella authority.
No, there's 3 colleges occupying SPAG, COE, and CAS. Okay, yours. And we'll make them. Can someone just type it out for me, please? Okay. Resolved for further that our report be prepared and sent to the deans of the fault of CAS, SPAG, and College of Education, and then proceed forward whenever possible. Because in the end, they're the 3 heads of the 3 colleges occupying the Hall.
There is a motion to add a new resolve further. Are there any?
Amen. Number 8. So, resolve further that the report be prepared and submitted to the deans of SPAG, College of Education, and College of Arts and Sciences. The full names of the colleges.
There has been a motion to amend resolve further number 8. Are there any seconds? The motion has been seconded. Are there any discussions? Representative Macarubo, you are recognized.
late na.
Depends.
I
What is
would
your
like to amend amendment. Sometimes colleges get moved. For example, my school, they were moved out of AK into their own building. So what if ang SPAG, later on in the far future, you will get your own building? So the report still need to be sent to you. So like that, it would be better to change the resolve further that the reports be sent to the deans of the colleges that are currently occupying KATIPUNAN Hall.
That's feasible.
Is that the workshop?
Yes.
So there's an amendment to the second degree. Are there any seconds? The motion has been seconded. Are there any discussions? Hearing none, let's move into a vote. For those who are in favor, say aye. Aye. Not in favor, say nay. Quorum. For those who are not in favor, say nay. The ayes have it. The amendment to the second degree is carried. Going back to the original amendment, are there any discussion? Hearing none, for those in favor of this amendment, say aye. Aye. Not in favor, say nay. The ayes have it. The amendment is carried. Going back to the main motion, are there any more discussions? Hearing none, let's put this resolution up for a vote. For those in favor, raise your hand. Okay, please lower your hands. For those who are not in favor, please raise your hand. In abstention, with 26 in favor, 0 not in favor, and 0 in abstention, the resolution has been approved. The presiding seat would like to relinquish his seat. The chair would like to relinquish. The chair would like to relinquish. Are there any objections? To the speaker. To the speaker of the student assembly. Are there any objections? Okay. I'm done. The presiding seat is relinquished. To the speaker of the assembly. I'm done.
Thank you, Deputy Majority Floor Leader. Round of applause, please. Okay, so if the chair may add, congratulations, all the speakers and floor leaders have officially presided over a discussion. Okay, so moving forward with our order of business, we have our other matters. Our first official other matter is the Committee on Appropriations report. I believe the chairperson of the committee has sent their report to the group chat and requesting Infotech to present it on the screen, and the chair would like to summon the Committee on Appropriations to present their report. But beforehand, considering that the speaker is a member of the Committee on Appropriations and participated in the hearing conducted last night rather, if you'd like to relinquish the seat to the majority floor leader. Are there any objections? Going once, going twice, chair stand. Presiding seat relinquish the majority floor leader. Okay, we're summon.
Okay, so good afternoon everyone. Today I'll be presenting the very first Committee on Appropriations report. So, first our procedure. Last night we conducted our very first hearing tackling the partial second semester appropriation. Partial, what I mean by partial is that only the Executive Committee appropriations are included, not the funds, since the executive branch was still awaiting the numbers from the registrar, because initially they provided the wrong number of students, so they had to send it again, which caused further delay. So initially the entire document was sent to us already late on January 8th, so we weren't able to conduct our initial hearing dated January 7th, so we moved it to January 17th. And last night, we reviewed and scrutinized the second semester appropriation, but what we mean by review and scrutinize, considering the new DFO policy that is going to be a purchase order, we base their events from previous events from the executive committee. We also asked the chairs if those expenses are still valid considering inflation and the different climate that we are already in. And our comments, we commend the executive committee for adjusting to these new systems, and were able to provide all their budget proposals for this second semester. That means they won't be presenting anymore in our regular sessions. Oh, no, that will be presented. We have one on later. That will be another hearing separately. And however, there were still minor technical errors that the executive branch made. Notably, the mistake in their calculations, which led to an incorrect amount in their grand total, which they were in favor of amending. And their findings is that despite these errors, we granted their approval of the second semestral appropriations because, however, we made it clear to them that such approval is conditional upon the prompt incorporation by the executive branch to make the necessary amendment and send it back to the Committee on Appropriations, which they already did. And attached below, you can see the total. Can you scroll down, please? Scroll down. Good morning. Okay. Yes. From the Advocacy Committee down to the Students' Rights and Welfare Committee, it outlines the approved amounts that we approved last night. And the total amount approved by the committee for the second semester executive branch budget proposal totaled to 352,677.74. That concludes my report for today. Thank you.
Are there any discussions? Representative Macahig, recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Given the nature of the report, we move that we accept the report of the Committee on Appropriations to the record of the Student Assembly.
There's been a motion to accept the report of the Committee on Appropriations and it's been seconded. Are there any further discussions regarding this report? Yes, Representative Teves.
We would like to raise just one technical error in the
Research Committee.
Right now we're still looking for the actual amount, but the stipulated amount there, 10,190, is erroneous, so we'll be changing it to the correct amount.
Yes, Representative.
Okay. The correct amount should be, this can be corrected, no need to make a motion to amend it. The correct amount is supposed to be 9,708 pesos and 08 centavos. So the committee will be sending the corrected version of this to the assembly email and so for signature. But again, that's supposed to be 9,708 pesos and 08 centavos.
Are there any more discussions, questions on the report?
Did you make the amendment?
No need for it.
If there's none, thank you, Committee on Appropriations. Before we proceed,
We have to approve my motion.
okay, since there is a motion to accept the document, the report by the Committee on Appropriations, all those who are in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Those who are not in favor of approval, please say nay. The ayes have it, this document is approved. Before we proceed, the chair would like to relinquish her presidency to the Speaker of the Student Assembly. Are there any objections? Going once, going twice, chair there's none. The presiding seat is relinquished. To the Speaker, Silliman Song.
Thank you, Majority Floor Leader. Moving forward, are there any other matters that need to be brought up, officers? Representative, go ahead, please.
Like I said, sa committee kasi election because it was not on the record last regular session and this session.
Okay, so
Just to put it on record.
will we do our
I would plan to move it along sa next regular session given that the mayor
okay, so that be on the record, we were supposedly going to have the committee on audit election, but since we are lacking members, we will have it move to the next session. Other matters that need to be brought up? Yes, our minority for
I would just like to raise my sentiments regarding today's session because if you look at the room right now, we're only very little and we just reached the very minimum of quorum. So with your representatives within your college, we should also hold each other accountable because we signed up for this as representatives. And and a lot of our discussion relies on voting, especially when we had the committee on audit na elections. So please, let's hold each other accountable and be more, show up more for the assembly.
Thank you, Minority Floor Leader. Chair will also agrees with your sentiments. Further matters to be brought up? Going once, going twice, Chair is none. Are there any announcements? Oh, Representative Renasha.
Thank you for the recognition, Mr. Chair. I would like to ask for an update regarding the privilege speech you offered pertaining to the resolution.
My offer still stands. Do you wish to give your privileged speech? Okay. Representative Renasha on behalf of, or rather the senior high school representatives, would like to give a privileged speech. Are there seconds?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Senior high school representatives, the floor is yours.
So good afternoon, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Representatives. We are the senior high school representatives and we rise on a matter of collective privilege to report on the progress of resolution number 18, series of 2025-2026, a resolution requesting the reinstatement of the Silliman University Senior High School in the university-wide intramurals through the athletics department and the establishment of the senior high school intramurals participation guidelines thereof, authored by Representative Ferrer, Representative Lim, Representative Renasha, Representative Pupilio, Representative Teves, former Representative Cardenas, and Representative Narciso, and of course co-authored by Representative Ozoa and Representative De La Flores.
This speech is to confirm the success of the resolution and the official reinstatement of the senior high school department into the university-wide intramurals. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to the following: to the honorable representatives for approving the resolution, to the former senior high school representatives, namely Representative Cardenas and Representative Narciso, for their significant contributions in the creation of the resolution and their unwavering support and guidance inspired their resignation. To our co-authors, Representative Ozoa and Representative De La Flores, for their continuous encouragement and assistance throughout the process. To the VPAAR, Dr. Lilian Bautista, for expressing her support in the overall approval of the resolution leading to its immediate effect.
To the Senior High School Council, whose efforts were instrumental in the approval of the resolution by the concerned offices. To the Director of the Athletics Department, Assistant Professor Dionisio Pinheiro, for his counsel and endorsement. To the SUSG's Principal, Assistant Professor Makiri A. Concepcion, for his positive response and encouragement. To the League of Governors for their support. To the SUSG President, Adrian G. Minalang, and the SUSG Vice President Antonio Delicano for their contributions and aid in the process. And lastly, to the SUSG student body for their active participation, which helped in amplifying their voices and addressing their concerns.
The success and immediate effect of the resolution is a reflection of the equal power and importance the legislative branch holds when it comes to bringing forward initiatives and efforts of student leaders in creating meaningful change. the reinstatement of senior high school department into the university-wide intramurals did not happen overnight. It is the result of continuous coordination, commitment, and the collective work of those who believe in the purpose of this resolution. In light of this, the fruition of this resolution serves as a testament to our commitment to serving the student body. We are grateful to everyone who contributed to this process, and as senior high school representatives, we remain ever committed to addressing more issues and concerns brought to us by not only our constituents, but also the student body as a whole. Thank you so much, Honorable Chair and Honorable
Thank you, senior high school representatives, and congratulations on the successful resolution. May this be an encouragement to all of us representatives that the power resolutions do work, and our efforts are not in vain. One way or another, the administration does receive our resolutions, and there are lots of chances that they will heed our requests and take action to student interest and student needs. So once again, congratulations to the senior high school representatives. Moving forward, again, do we have any further announcements to give? As of now, there's no further announcements. We'll now proceed to adjournment. Representative Zora.
Thank you for the recognition, Mr. Chair, and to adjourn today's regular
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor of adjourning the 11th regular session of the 35th Student Assembly? That's supposed to be a regular, but all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Not in favor, say nay. The ayes have it. The 11th regular session of the 35th Student Assembly is adjourned.
And the coral kiss the dark blue southern sea, and the palm trees tall and stately wave their branches in the breeze. Stands a college we are honored in our hearts without a fear. Silliman, our alma mater, and her lovely ever dear. Loyal will we be to Silliman, here's a cheer for 3 times 3. Silliman, our alma mater, Silliman beside the sea. Happy days of school and college glide swiftly like a dream, when the things of life and beauty are more nearly what they seem. Winning victories in the classroom, on the court, the track, the field. Still we work for dear old Silliman, her honor bright to shield. Loyal will we be to Silliman, here's a cheer was 3 times 3. Silliman, our alma mater, Silliman beside the sea. And beneath the halls of Silliman roam the world o'er near and far. Still the faith and truth she gave us will remain our guiding star. Or in high place, or in lowly, fortune sends us joy or pain. To our love for dear old Silliman, loyal shall we ever remain. Loyal will we be to Silliman, here's a cheer was 3 times 3.